Let's go ahead and get into the real estate. This is the on the ground data. So these are the actual numbers from April, right? Most recent month that we have. Last week we did go over them. I told you, hey, they just came in literally that morning. They were going to shift. They did shift a little bit. Just to give you an idea, median sales price, $600,000 across San Diego. Last week we had it at 605. It's corrected down now. So 600,000, 4.3% increase from a year ago. So April 2019. All right. So keep that in mind. Any of the changes, percentages that you're going to see, that's compared to April of 2019. Pricing has been continuing to increase basically since November. All right. Keep that in mind. Median days on market, 8 days. That's all of properties lasting in San Diego County.
Gosh.
A year ago, 16 days, right? 50% less. Months worth of inventory, 1.8 months, down 31%, right? Remember, 4 months worth of inventory, that's considered to be a seller's market. We're at 1.8. In some areas of San Diego, it's under a month at this point.
Wow.
Active listings. Now, these are the big numbers coming through here, all right? Active listings, 5155. That's 29% less. We started the year down, right? We started with historically low inventory. New listings in the month of April, 2895. That was a 41% decrease. Pending listings, 1949, a 42% decrease. Sold listings, 2169, 31% decrease. All right, now remember, it was March 19th when the stay-at-home order was given in California. So you're now looking at an entire data set for an entire month, courtesy of the coronavirus. Right? We know that people have in general been respecting social distancing. They've been not going out. They've been staying at home. This is what we expected. Right? If you've been following this show, if you've been following the YouTube channel, this is exactly what we've been telling you is going to be coming. Right? There is no surprise. We've been telling you about unemployment and what's coming there. We know that the news that came out today, we knew it wasn't going to be good. We're going to go over that. All right. So here's what we need to know. The active listings, the new, the pending, and the sold, those are December, January-like numbers in a regular year, right? Does that now mean that May is the new January, February? Does that mean that June is the new February, March, where everything starts heating up and everything goes crazy in July? We're going to find out. The numbers are leading us to that path, all right? So looking at new listings as they've been coming on. We've been tracking them daily. So this is going back to March 1st, and it is through yesterday, Thursday the 7th. The red vertical line that you see there, that's approximately the 19th. Right? What we can see, new listings have pretty much just been kind of bouncing around. There's nothing really spectacular until we get to the last couple weeks where we see a whole bunch of listings coming on. What I can tell you is that we are experiencing a surge, maybe a flood of new listings at this point. That's very, very good news. When we look at pending listings, right, this is the same time frame, March 1st through yesterday. The red line again, that's where the stay-at-home order was given. So pending listings, remember, offer accepted, off the market, okay? We can see very, very clearly there's been an increase in the number of offers being accepted since, call it, the end of March. Right? So these are trends that we're looking at, very, very important. Now, if we break this down even a little bit further, all right, what we're looking at here now are weekly averages. All right, so trying to simplify it a little bit. The blue line, let's start the red line, pending transactions. All right, if we look at the beginning of March, we were well up in the hundreds, and we see that it just came down to basically the end of March. And we've slowly started increasing. We got into the middle of April. We saw a definite uptick. The last full week of data we had was a little bit of a downtick, right? We don't know why. It could be inventory. That's a pretty good guess. There just aren't a lot of homes on a regular day out here, let alone when we have a pandemic going on, right? So the very promising news is the blue line, the new listings that we're seeing here. All right, so we saw them increasing. We were expecting them to continue to increase. Then the coronavirus came along. We saw the new listings drop down. People have to buy and sell homes, right? I've been harping on this. I've been saying this since the beginning of the pandemic. There are people that have to buy and sell. There are things from, hey, I have to go take a new job in Texas. Hey, I have to sign a new 2-year lease and my landlord just jacked my rent up. There's also a situation about, how about the 67-year-old couple that lost half of their life savings, 2/3 of their life savings in the stock market recently? They now have to sell the home that they've owned for 40-something years, that they raised their family and their grandkids in. They have to sell that in order to secure their financial future and go buy some little condo somewhere. You tell me, do those people need to buy? Do they need to sell? That's what we're talking about, right? And that's what was taking place throughout the month, the last half of March, and basically the first half, if not the entire month of April. The blue line at the very end, this last week, this is that surge in new listings, right? That's an increase in consumer confidence. That's an increase in it's time to get back to regular life, right? So that's the very promising news. So what if we run these projections out? So this is all based off of the data that was collected the first week, May 1 through 7. It is a very, very simple extrapolation. There's no wonderful AI or anything going on here. All right, so the new listings in the first week of May, 856. Pending listings, 670. That's very good news. The net listings, we added 186 listings in a week, right? We have a major inventory problem. Net listings for May, if we extrapolate that out, we should increase our net listings by 14%. That's a big piece of good news, especially for people in San Diego, all right? So